All right, welcome back. You got Ken and Carl. We're covering Week 6, Day 2, CLG versus Golden Guardians.
What a game.
Oh my gosh. This was
What a game.
often painful to watch this. It was hard. Like, when we were prepping, there were a lot of groans just watching these two teams come together.
What are those?
Yeah, seriously. So, let's get into it. Tell me about the first half of the draft. What did CLG do? And what
CLG starts out by banning the Camille, the Galio, and the Alawi.
That's weird.
Not sure where the Alawi ban is coming from.
Yeah.
I think it's
the first win that Golden Guardians had.
I also think it might be because Lorlo plays a lot of Alawi in solo queue and probably in scrims, and so that's why they're banning it. But I don't. Okay. Golden Guardians, pretty standard bans: Zoe, Skarner, and Gangplank.
Makes sense.
CLG, their first pick is the Sejuani. Very standard in this meta right now.
With the Skarner going, where do you go?
Yeah, Sejuani or Zach, and they went with Sejuani.
Right.
And then they also pick up the Callista and the Twisted Fate.
Yes.
Twisted Fate,
Very
interesting
meta, right?
choice. No.
Oh.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
I mean, I think I've talked about this before. I don't know why you would pick Twisted Fate when you could pick Talia, who just does Twisted Fate's job better because he's better at pushing and less telegraphed. As you know where Twisted Fate's gonna. But
it's more useful though.
The wall's more useful, but also like you can jump off early. You don't necessarily have to end up there. Golden Guardians, they pick up the Rise, very standard. Varus, very standard. Tom Kench, pretty standard.
Yeah.
So overall, first half of the draft, the only "what are you doing" things are on CLG side.
Yeah.
With banning the Alawi and picking up the Twisted Fate.
Right. And then in the second part of the draft, Golden Guardians bans Thresh, which I thought was strange, but okay. You're choking Biofrost out of Champ Pool. And Alistair, which is pretty standard if you're targeting support. And CLG bans Jax and Gnar. I think it's because they knew they were going to be taking the Fiora. And Gnar beats up on Fiora real hard. Yeah. And Jax is just pretty solid pick right now. Plus, Golden Guardians hasn't picked their jungle or top, so why not hit both at the same time with Jax? Braum goes to CLG, and like I said, Fiora. And standard stuff from Golden Guardians, they picked the Ornn and the Kha'Zix. Now, Kha'Zix saw a lot of play this past weekend, and most of the people who used him, with the exception of probably Smithy, looked like they really were able to take control of the game on that Kha'Zix. Contrast real aggressive jungler, and that really came through in this game as he got a lot of picks.
I also think that this Kha'Zix pickup, we're going to be seeing a lot more of it. Yeah. With the changes in 8.4 that LCS is going to be on going forward with the change to Tracker's Knife and it being removed. That's going to help Kha'Zix out a lot because two things. He will be able to take either red or blue smite, which ups his damage and his catch potential. But also, it's going to be harder to track Kha'Zix. And so you can get more picks with the Kha'Zix in the enemy jungle and dueling because you don't have the wards. Right. So, Kha'Zix is going to be definitely picked up a lot more going forward, especially if you can play it as well as Contracts did this game.
Yeah, I mean, he was early game, I think he was like up, he was like 3-0 on the enemy team. Like he had all the damage and all the kills, and he tried to use it as best as he could.
Just this.
I used the Baron play where they went for that Baron, and I don't know if Golden Guardians needed to.
This game was just filled with, why are you doing that?
Right, like Golden Guardians would try to engage on CLG. CLG would stop the engage and turn on them, and then Golden Guardians would stop their power and turn on them again and kill them, and it was just like, why? Both teams should have been able to know when the time to move in and move out were, and neither team seemed to have a good grasp of what to do. They knew what to do when it was the roaming period and the landing phase. But when it came to team fighting, they just didn't. They seemed lost.
They did, and like their macro play was kind of just non-existent. Like this game was just filled with them just butting heads and winning, and them winning sometimes losing.
Yeah, it seemed like unlike other teams that are much above them in the standings, like Echo Fox, where they say, "All right, we're gonna go for a Baron at 20 minutes.
Yeah,
no matter what, we're gonna put ourselves in a position to take it, and we're gonna do it." These C9 who has these elaborate plans around the map where they're like, "All right, we're gonna push this and push that, and then we're gonna try to take the Baron when they're not looking." These teams just were like, "Baron's up, let's go take it." I mean, it wasn't.
But they didn't.
It was
it
like
wasn't
the
planned.
Baron was there, so we want the buff.
But they didn't really like set up any vision around it. They
wasn't
didn't.
A great mid lane priority. Over it.
The side. It was basically like one giant ARAM.
Yeah, that
and it
had
just
Baron buffs.
Yeah, and sometimes Dragon.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, CLG had great dragon control this game. They ended up with 3 dragons, but it was just a lot of like.
But like you got 2 Infernals,
and you
CLG's
still
side,
lose,
and you lose team fights. And you got the true damage from Fiora. You've got decent damage late game coming from the Callista, and then you've got pretty solid damage coming from a Roa Twisted Fate.
Yeah.
And you still can't use your double Infernals to win fights. What are you looking at here when you're CLG? Do you say is it a player problem? Is it a coaching problem? Is it a confidence problem
or shot calling?
Yeah, are they just void now that Aframu is off the team? Are they that lost when it comes to shot calling? Because everybody knows Rainover's not a great shot caller. He's good at processing and like creating information for his play
and
for
having.
His yeah, I mean, like he's smart about the game. He's just not a decision maker.
Yeah,
and then I think people talk about who he's supposed to be this decision maker for him, but he's not looking good.
He isn't. I feel like his champion pool.
It's huge.
It's huge.
In 12 games, he's played 10 champs.
It's huge, but he's not playing any of those champions well.
Even Asol, they gave him the Asol against
and
Logic,
he's still lost.
And he lost.
So I don't know where CLG goes from here. I mean, like they're definitely. I don't think they're gonna be able to make playoffs. So what are the? I think they just need to make some changes going into summer, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, is it Stixay? Because Stixay's been the worst performing player on this team since MSI 2016, where he looked awesome, but then since then, everybody's pointed to like Stixay, you got to return to form. You got to return to form. Where's the Stixay of his rookie split? And clearly, he's not there. CLG's Darshan and Huhi have been looking better and better each split. Maybe not this one, but for the past 3 splits, they've been looking better.
Especially, I mean, Darshan this split has looked really good.
Yes, he has. They've done
like
some
he's like the shining light in CLG right now. And so I would want to see them if they rebuild, and I mean they're in franchising, so there's potential. Like they don't have to worry about relegations.
But for the same reason they don't have to worry about relegations, do they keep the roster? You could develop a roster with more safety. Part of the reason why people wanted to get rid of relegations is that you're not shopping your roster for just the best players every split.
But like, do you take it? What I'm saying is, do you take a chance on unknown talent?
Right.
Because this known talent isn't working for you.
Right. And I would say you get rid of Rainover. Like, I know that's hard to look at Rainover as he's had so much success 2 and 3 years ago. That's 2 and 3 years ago. It's time for him either to start performing or to look elsewhere. And we know Omar God's a pretty solid jungler. He's on their academy team. Just pull him up and give him the reins.
Yeah.
Over.
And so then do you but do you also make a change with Stixay, you think?
Maybe. Stixay, he's had his games. They're fewer than his bad games.
Yeah.
But you can point to times in the split where Stixay has at least shown glimpses, and I don't feel that way about Rainover.
Okay.
That every time Rainover looks okay, it's because who he's roaming with him.
Yeah.
And I think Rainover might be the problem. But hey, I don't know. Maybe you keep the whole roster and you just trust that they're going to improve.
Trust the process.
At least by summer. Because after a year of failure, you got to do something.
Then you have to make it.
Maybe half a split. You say, half a year in one split. You say, all right, well, we're gonna try to go for summer.
Okay, I like that. And what do you think about Golden Guardians? Do you think they're on the up and up after this win?
Hell yeah, these guys look great. I for a no import team, they look great. I mean, they really epitomize like the hope for NA.
Yeah,
that, like if you just let NA push itself forward, you'll have it. And like Golden Guardians looks like it. And so
I mean, there were a lot of like what the fuck moments this game. But, I think that just might come with time. Like you were just saying for CLG, they need to just maybe try another split. I want to see the same thing from Golden Guardians.
I absolutely want to see that. They look pretty good.
Yeah. All right. That's it for me.
All right. See you soon.